Hey everybody, I am doing just a little bit of an unboxing today. I actually got a package from Germany in the mail, and just going to quickly open this up. So, what I actually have are some models by, I believe it's Preiser or Preiser, I'm not really sure. But these are 150 scale, and they're listed as, it does say in English here, standing women and men for architectural modeling. If you look here up close, this is sort of the people. So 150 scale oftentimes is referred to as the O scale for the train hobby. And I believe when people compare it to millimeters, like we often use 28 millimeter, it is likened to 36 or 37 millimeter. Now, there is variation, of course, within the miniatures within the line, as far as I can tell. And the Knight model game for the superhero game is 35 millimeter. So I wanted to test these out because they do have bigger packs than this. But I wanted to see these up close because I wanted some pedestrians, and I also wanted some pedestrians that are sort of retro, that look like they could fit for a 60s to 70s sort of theme. And if you look here, at least for these drawings, I really thought these were great. Now, the detail, before I open these up and look at them, the detail in these pictures looks really good to me. Now, I have seen some of the sculpts on photograph or on the sprue, but because they're white and the lighting and things, I generally couldn't tell just how well the detail carried through. So this may have been a good purchase and it may not have. I'll find out for a lot of reasons. But also, they are sold pre-painted too, but in my opinion, the paint is put on so thick that I can't really tell whether it's how detailed they are. Now, they list them, oftentimes people use these within the train community, and I believe they're considered to be some of the higher end models for the train community. If you look here, they're marketed as architectural models, so like they could be used in architecture school and things like that too. So I am going to open these up. So here I have two sets. Now I have, it comes with 6 men and 6 women, I believe. Yes, it does. And so I'll show you the gals first. I mean, the train hobby pedestrians, because they're designed oftentimes to be in the background, the detail often is not the greatest. But I'll tell you what, if you can see this here, I'm just going to get a pointer. Not only do I think that the detail in the faces is great, right here you can see very subtle folds in the clothing. I really thought these were very artistic when I looked at them, and the way that they're presented is very artistic. I just really felt like I needed them for the game, like for my pedestrians. However, I wasn't really sure, and I'm still not sure from a size perspective how they match up to some things, and we're going to look at that in a second. But I wasn't sure, even from a detail perspective, how these would turn out until seeing them up close. But if you look at that there, I think it's quite good. I think they're quite cool, actually. I definitely think I can make these sort of my 70s theme. I think they fit excellent. Now I'm going to show the gentleman. The one thing I did notice that I wasn't too happy with is that the sprue's attached at the head. So I'm going to have to smooth that out, you know, where I cut it, and just see how any sort of like hair detail would not be great to have that, but that's really so far my only complaint. It would have been nicer to have it just sort of at the bottom of the foot. The detail on that guy's face is really nice, and these are, I guess, at the higher end for railroad miniatures, but they're still not ridiculously expensive. That guy's mustache is really cool. Like from the shadow there, it just looks very subtle, but there is detail under this guy's mustache, you can see. Very nice. It looks like he has a beard, but initially when I'm looking at him, actually I'm going to zoom in. See if I can. You know how great I am at zooming in on stuff. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. That is sweet. Even his eyes there, that is really sweet. These have exceeded my expectations. I don't know about you guys, but I love that. Now, I'm getting really excited when looking at these. However, they still may not match up the greatest from size. Now, they are pedestrians, and they could, to a degree, work in the background. The games that I'm planning on using it for don't actually require pedestrians, to my knowledge, at this point. They could be potentially objectives at one point, but I want it just for the scenery, for my home games and stuff. I just want to be able to create like a more realistic looking street. Alright, so what I'm going to do next, and I'll come back, is I'm going to grab my Daredevil and my cars that I just got and just see how these guys look matched up. Okay guys, so I am back just with some comparators. Now, clearly Daredevil is standing on a ledge, and so that's and on a base, where these guys, I am planning on putting these guys on thin bases, but they're not going to be as tall as the heroes when it comes to the base size. But when I actually just put them next to them, and I'll just put them on the ledge with Daredevil. So Daredevil is crouching, as you can see, and he's supposed to be a normal height of a person, I believe. So I actually have him right where Daredevil is there. I actually think that's great. Before the end of the video, I'll grab the Goblin too and just put him next to him because he's stretched out a bit more. Now that's a male figure. As I understand it, I don't think they're all exactly the same height, or I could be wrong. But for a female figure, yeah, the female is just a little bit shorter here, and is actually would be shorter than him. Yeah. I'm just going to go from the back here. This one's a bit bigger, and she is standing up straight. I think that works great. So I'm happy with the way they line up with Daredevil. So let's see how they line up with a car. And of course, they're not on bases here, but you know, I'm thinking a little small Maybe if they were here on their base, on a base, that would be a little bit more appropriate. I'm just going to check the truck. Yeah, I think slightly small. However, I think on a base they'll look great. Now these are supposed to be more of a true scale and they're not heroic, and that's a difference too. If we look at, let's say, this guy here with Daredevil, the legs are thinner. Now granted, he's a hero, right? And so he's like totally muscular, but I think it works just fine, to be honest. This stocky guy actually, it looks like no problem. I mean, they look appropriate to me. And yeah, like when I scrutinize it, I think Daredevil on his base, the hero, looks great for the car. Maybe a little too high just because of the ledge, but that's just, like, there's nothing I can do about that. These ones here don't really look horrible, but I do think they need to be lifted up a little bit. Now I'm just going to grab Dr. Octopus too. A little bit small. Actually, I've never compared Dr. Octopus and Daredevil, just because I've heard that within the line themselves there are some differences, and I would say that Daredevil is a little small too, compared to Dr. Octopus. If you look at their head and chest size. But, you know, at a distance, I don't think it matters a whole lot. Yeah, I don't think so. And then with these guys, I think they'll be good looking pedestrians, honestly. But I am really, what I'm most happy with, I'm not sure if you can tell, I also, you'd have to kind of look up close, but I lit this guy, hit Dr. Octopus's claw up a bit. I haven't shown that yet. What I'm most impressed with is the quality. Really happy with that. Alright, well, I'm interested in what you guys think. Take care, everybody.